flights from Auckland to Doha are set to resume this afternoon after yesterday's flight was diverted to nearby Oman in the wake of these Iranian strikes on a US airbase. Airspaces throughout the Middle East have now reopened, easing the disruption for the popular travel route through to Europe. Now, travel journalist Dan Lake is with me. Hi there, Dan. What's been happening with the airports over there?
Well, it is good news that these airports are starting to reopen along with the airspace around them, because it is really hard to overstate the importance of that airspace in terms of getting people travelling from our side of the world through to Europe. If you think about airlines such as Emirates, Etihad, Qatar, they all stop by through in that section. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of passengers that could be delayed or having their flights cancelled at the moment just because of these closures in the airspace. Even though now airspace is reopening, the issue is that the airplanes may be in the wrong place after they've diverted. So there is a knock-on effect in terms of these closures.
And also, how does it impact if you have to take a different path? Where do you go to, and is there capacity in the airspaces to have planes redirected everywhere? Yeah,
so I was looking at one flight earlier on today, and usually it's a 3.5-hour flight, but because of having to go around the closed airspace, it took 7.5 hours. So you can imagine that just in terms of the flight, what flights that plane had to do after that, they would all be delayed or cancelled. So for airlines, it's really a tricky situation because they have to change all of their forward planning. And also, if you're a passenger on that plane, if you've got any connections or anything like that, you've got some changes to make as well.
And so if you are a passenger, what should you expect from airlines if you are diverted or cancelled?
Well, it's a really tough one because most travel insurance policies will say any act of war you're not covered. But my first thing would be to say that you should always have travel insurance when you travel. It's just a given because of things that may happen while you're traveling. But also if it's something that happens while you're in the air, so say you're halfway to the UAE and your flight is diverted, chances are your airline are going to look after you and they'll put you up in a hotel until you can get to your destination. But
right.
It's about making sure that you just have any preparation. If you can delay your travel, probably a good idea. Talk to your airline. You'll likely be able to make any changes with minimal charges.
Okay, and if you were heading across to Europe, would you be considering booking via Asia rather than through the Middle East?
Yeah, or you can even book through, through the USA or through Asia as well. It's just there are so many carriers now, especially ones that service New Zealand, with Emirates having so many flights in and out of New Zealand every day that stop by Dubai. And that flight onwards from Dubai to, Europe, London, that sort of thing, the flights will take a bit longer because a huge chunk of the airspace they use currently closed.
Tēnā koe, thank you for joining me. That is travel journalist Dan Lake speaking about the airspaces, which now all seem to be reopened, but still some disruption potential there. 19 minutes past 12.